You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Yep, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy is still at Disney World. We have a special guest in the building, man.
Envy's missing out, man.
This guy makes a lot of money.
That's you are such a bird. Now, if
Russell
you were a
Peters.
woman and
That's
said
right.
that, it would be awful. But because it's a man and he says that,
I
don't like it either. It's like complimenting my breasts. There's more to me than this,
More
guys.
than beating my money.
Russell Peters is here and he makes a lot of money.
But no, I first started seeing Russell's name a few years ago. It was on the world's highest paid comedians list. And I was like, well, I need to research this guy. You know, who is Russell Peters? And you're not really on TV. You're not really in film. You make all your money on the road.
I make my money on the road. I'm not clicked up with nobody. That's why.
You got some clicks. You actually good friends with Nile Rodgers, and he talks
Nile
about
Rodgers is my brother.
you all
that's
the
why.
time.
But now I can't help you in comedy.
No, I mean, I'm Chic's official DJ.
Yeah, he is. He DJs for Chic, and so
Yeah. So that's why I was hoping Envy would be able to just get busy on it. Well, CDJs, I can't get busy on that.
Yeah, you still a vinyl guy?
shots
Yeah,
fired.
of course. Come on. Yeah, I can't be messing with that nonsense.
You don't use Serato or nothing. You don't.
I use
carry-
Serato,
All right,
but I
you
got to
don't
use
carry
turntables.
vinyl.
I mean, I can't be holding the plastic
So
like
you're
that.
a real DJ, not one of these
Yeah.
fake computerized
Let 'em know.
DJs.
He's still a
You-
computerized
you
DJ.
you can go computer if you started vinyl.
Okay.
True.
If you put the time in, you know.
Envy definitely did.
Yeah, no, I know. I used to buy his mixtapes back in the day.
Yeah, I know. He tried to lie and says he's only like 31, but
Oh, there's no way he's 31. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, he's suffering from age envy.
how'd you get to the point though where you are ending up on these highest paid comedians lists?
I don't know, dog. I just started. I've been doing it 30 years now, so it's been a minute. You know, I put in the time, and then it just started blowing. I've been doing arenas now for 11 years.
Wow.
So you know, a lot of guys get one arena tour. That's my 6th one.
Well, it had to be some humble beginnings.
Oh, it was damn humble beginnings. I remember doing the Bronx BBQ back in '96.
The Bronx BBQ.
On Fordham Road, and at like 1:30 in the morning, and getting booed off stage.
You got booed off the stage.
Oh hell yeah! Are you kidding me? I deserved it.
In the Bronx, that's the least that could happen. Though.
Yeah, I
I'll
mean,
take
you
that
know,
boy.
it was right after Jimmy Martinez wanted to fight somebody in the audience, and Wild Will wanted to just freak everybody out, and then I was just next.
Do you remember the point that you lost it on stage where you was like, okay, I don't have control of this crowd at all?
Oh yeah, the first time I got booed off stage.
But every comedian gets booed off stage at some
Yeah, you
point.
need it. It's like a boxer getting dropped. Just like, oh, okay, right. This is what it feels like.
Did you ever feel like, let me go back and crush these buildings? Just to
Yeah,
redeem
you know,
myself?
93 was the first time I ever got booed off stage, opening for the Far Side in Toronto.
Wow.
And
And
then
like,
I-
get the hell off stage if you want to hear it. Passing me by.
Yeah. You know what it was? I wore like a baseball jersey that I had custom made, but I tucked it in like an idiot.
So your appearance mattered that much.
It
as
did.
soon
I
as
was
you
wearing
came
red
out.
jeans, and I had this fly baseball jersey, but I tucked it in because I thought I was trying to keep it classy. I don't know what I was
Jesus
thinking.
Christ. How did you end up opening up for the Far Side?
You know, I just my boy was my boy's first promotion, so he put me on the flyer, and I was like, he goes, "You want to open Far Side?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" I'm all hip hop, so I was like, "This is I'm gonna kill this." Yeah, no, that didn't happen.
Some things are like a setup, though, because certain situations, you know, is not going to really probably.
No, my ego was on fire at the time.
Oh, okay.
I was only 4 years into stand up at that time, and I thought this is it. This is my big break. Yeah, I ate it. I deserved
You
it.
saw what happened to Lisa Lampanelli recently, where. They
Yeah, I
started
don't really.
heckling her and-
I don't understand what happened. I was watching it, and I don't understand it. I mean, I see how it could happen,
Mm-hmm.
and I know Lisa, so you know. I mean, it's a question of, you know, maybe she got a bad. You know, sometimes when somebody just pisses you off when you're on stage, it happens to me sometimes, and I catch myself. But you know, it's one of those things where if you don't catch yourself, you're gonna go past the point of being able to come back.
I don't give a damn if Lisa Lampanelli gets heckled. Lisa Lampanelli used to say the word nigga, and she said she wouldn't stop using it. So who cares?
You know, as a brown man, I can't. I get called it too.
You got you.
I get called it too.
I read an interview on Comedy Couch, and you said you have a phenomenal memory for people who weren't nice to you on the come up.
Absolutely.
Have you shitted on any of those people recently?
Shitted on every single one of them, and I continue to
Felt
do it to
great.
this day. And it's funny because like you'll see like things like little things come up in the news about certain people, and I'm like, I just said a little smirk. I'm like, ha.
You always knew they were a jerk.
Yeah, you already like everybody that's getting in trouble. Like most of them, they were like they were
deserved
real
it.
dicks.
Right. Like Harvey Weinstein, people talk about how nasty
He was a dick.
to people.
I met him at a Netflix thing like years ago, like 5 years ago, and the president of Netflix introduced me to him. Goes, Harvey, this is Russell Peters. He's the first comic to do the Netflix straight to special, and Harvey just kind of gave me a half a look and gave me a dead fish handshake. And he goes, you're a comedian? I go, yeah. And did one of these. And then his wife was like, no, Harvey, he's really funny. I've seen him. And then he goes, yeah. And that was it. And I was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
What about Bill Cosby?
Because you would think if you're the head of an agency, you would want to know.
Yeah.
You would want something.
Put me in a movie, then.
Comic guy.
Yeah, not something. No, that's the thing. I don't know if I don't know if I look the wrong way for these people.
Not
I don't know what it
sexy
is. I'm like, it's like he could have been, but he's too chubby. Like whatever the deal is.
Don't ever say you rubbed Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, that's true. Right. Yeah, I'm not a tree.
What about Bill Cosby? Any instances?
I never got to meet Bill Cosby. Mm-hmm. I think I met him once, but I fell asleep. I can't remember what happened after that.
Oh, man, inappropriate.
No, I never met Bill Cosby.
Why do you think once people get in a certain position, they start treating those in a lower position like they're less than them?
I think that's who they always were. Mm-hmm. I think that's who you find out who you are. When you have money, it's how you treat people then. That's who you find out who that person is.
Very true. They always say money doesn't change you, just multiplies whatever it is you already want.
Yeah, I take note of all that stuff when I'm out. I see how people talk to the server, whatever. I'm like, oh, don't do that, man. Mm-hmm. That could still be us.
Oh, I read this. I was reading some of my daily affirmation this morning, and it was this guy. I can't remember his name, but when he used to want to hire new people, he would take them to lunch or something.
Yeah.
Just to see how they would treat the waitress, and he would make the waitress get their order wrong on purpose. Yeah, he would tell the waitress get their order wrong on purpose to see how they would react.
Yeah, see, I'm one of those people. I don't trust nobody in the kitchen. So if she brings me the wrong thing, I'll be like,
you have to be really nice.
Yeah, this will be fine. I'll eat this. You know, I grew up without food. It's okay. My parents are from the third world. It's good.
I understand that because sending stuff back, you never know what they do in the kitchen. You can't ever be nasty. I can't stand when I'm with people and I feel like they're a little rude because I'm saying, listen, my food still didn't get here.
Yeah.
I don't know what's about to happen.
You're about to ruin it for everybody.
Right. Please wait till after.
So what have you done to change the narrative though, as far as like being a guy in a position of power now?
Here's the thing. I don't really think of myself as a guy in a position of power.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm still doing everything for myself. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like I got, like I'm not in with Judd. I'm not in with Sandler. I'm not in with Chris. I'm not.
But you could be.
No, we all know each other, but nobody goes, yo. I don't think any. It's funny because I look at the dudes that they do co-sign, and I'm like, I don't understand your moves. I guess you want the guy you can control. I'm not the guy you can control. I'm not out of control. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Do you think that they probably don't know what to do with you?
I think that's what it is. I mean, also, here's the thing. I'm the first Indian guy.
Exactly.
There was none before me. I mean, obviously there's billions of them before me, but, in this business, I was the first guy. So it's kind of like, well, now he's too old. Now he's too out of shape, whatever the deal is.
He could be Aziz's uncle.
But I was there before Aziz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, and I watch these cats when they do their interviews, and I'm like, all right, I see you. Not paying not paying. I ain't asking for nothing, but you could kiss the ring a little bit. You know what I mean?
Word up.
Yeah.
Is there anything? I can't believe people think you're too old in comedy. Like I feel like
I don't think so.
I'm 48. I mean, now they're looking at kids in the late 20s, early 30s.
But funny is funny. I feel.
I know, but the problem is they don't look at it like that. It's like. They look at they don't want a lot of these kids never came up the road. Mm-hmm. They never did the road, so they don't even know what it's like to stay in like a hotel where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna sleep in the car because it's nicer. Mm-hmm. They don't really get it, but I mean that's the way the game goes. So I can't complain because I'm still killing it on my side.
Right,
so
you're good.
But it's one of those I don't know if it's an ego thing or if it's just you're getting old. You just want a little bit of respect from the kids. You know what I mean?
But do you ever reach out to them yourself, maybe as an older person, to say, you know what, I think you're really dope. I just want to.
The problem is I don't think they're dope. Ooh, I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nobody?
No, there's some. I mean, but the guys that are really dope are the guys nobody knows.
But that's what I'm saying. Those are the people.
Those are the ones I reach out to.
Because everybody starts off as someone that nobody really knows.
Yeah, but I mean, there's guys that have been doing it longer than these cats that are really good, and for whatever reason they don't want to leave their hometown or whatever, and they're like, "Damn, dude, why don't you just? You would be so ill." But
sometimes people need that encouragement though, because
they tell them. I tell them all the time. There's a guy in Dallas named Paul Varghese. He's hilarious.
So do you think that these executives in these buildings just aren't in the street?
No, they're definitely not in the street. Come on. There's a reason all these little guys, any rapper with Lil in front of his name, is popular because nobody's in the street.
Yeah,
there's nobody in the street listening to that. It's all these idiot kids that, they
online.
whatever it is. Yeah. I don't know how people find music anymore. And then, when you go to a club, they play all that trash. And it bothers me because back in the day when you go to a club, you would go to the club to hear music you didn't know because you wanted to find out what was good. And now if you go to the club and they hear something they don't know, they're like, I want to hear the song I know. And I'm like, nah, that's not the way.
Yeah, people used to break records in the club.
Yeah,
it
used to.
really
It's complete. The world's different, and we got to accept it. I don't want to sound like the crusty old guy, but I kind of am the crusty old guy.
A little bit, not crusty, but it's hard.
It's one of those things. It's hard. It's a hard transition.
I get it. I feel the same way sometimes. The world is different because the world is changing because we're older,
and we got to accept it because it's not going to go backwards. It can only go forward.
I don't want to be amongst the youth though. Like I feel like let the youth be the youth, and we be what we are.
Yeah, and I same thing. I say, when our music was coming up, everybody made fun of us.
Yeah,
right,
the older people did the same thing. So when I catch myself doing it, I'm like, you're doing the same thing people did to you. When we make fun of their dances, I'm like, we had the worst dances. Cabbage Patch and all.
The Cabbage Patch.
Cabbage Patch was kind of fire, bro.
But the Biz dance. Remember that?
Kind of fire. Kid and play kick step still going to this day.
To us. But if
you
do it to a young kid now, they're like, what are you doing?
Very true. Me and my wife was doing the kid and play kick step in the kitchen, and my daughter she's 10 now. She was 9 at the time. She was like, what's wrong? What are y'all doing? Why y'all kicking each other?
And my daughter's 7.5. She was trying to floss the other day. And it's sad because I think she got the Indian gene of no rhythm.
You have the life most people want, though. You have the money, without a whole lot of fame. But it seems like you want the fame to go with it.
Yeah, you do. I mean, no, I want the respect to go with it.
Respect, okay.
I mean, don't you guys get a lot of people in here coming for some respect on their name?
Yes. You saw we got the welcome mat right there. Show them the welcome mat, Nick, real quick. You didn't see the welcome mat?
I didn't see it, no.
Yes, put some respect on my house. You got to check it when you walk in.
That's hilarious.
But it's like, I would think it's about the money.
What, for me?
Yeah, for anybody.
No, I mean, the money's great. I mean, let's not get it twisted. The money's great. And the good thing, the thing about me is I like to I don't want to be alone at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
So I just make whoever's around me, you're coming with me. Or whoever I admired, I'm making sure you're okay. I'm friends with every old school rapper I ever grew up listening to.
But it's interesting because Netflix actually did you as their first comedian.
They did me as their first, and then they did everybody else better.
And paid everybody else.
They paid everybody else way better.
Like the guinea pig.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, it's going. That's how we're doing this, huh?
I was shocked that you did that because of the fact you make so much money on the road and you're selling out these arenas. So why give Netflix an hour?
I mean, it was I like to be the first to do things. So I was the first guy to start the stand-up special straight to Netflix.
But the only problem with that is sometimes when you're the first,
you always forgot.
Experiment and
that's fair.
Right.
Did you make more than Monique got offered?
Yeah, but I mean, what does that mean? I mean, Monique got,
$500,000.
Yeah, I mean, I made more than that. Definitely made not much more than that, but more than that. Maybe a couple of times more than that, a few times more than that.
So in your ideal world, what is it that
maybe 2.5, maybe.
Wow. I mean, because I know you make more than that on.
Yeah, but that was
nights.
Yeah, I know that's the thing. I was like, okay, and then I saw that they were upping everybody to 20 million, and I was like, oh, is that where we're going with this? This is great.
So what are those?
And they gave Amy Schumer 15 for that piece of shit that she released.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm calling them like, so what do we at 10 now? We getting 10 for this next one? No, I got no call back.
So clearly, you and Amy Schumer aren't friends.
No, it was a shitty special. Even if we were friends, I'd tell her. We're not enemies, but it was a shitty special. What are you gonna do about it? And not like all my specials were the best ever, but I'll admit it when my stuff is like kind of weak. I'm like,
So what is those specials based off exactly? Is it what you do as far as your numbers in stand up?
No, it's how much they're riding your dick at that moment.
Got you.
It really is a dick riding game.
At that moment.
Yeah, it's a dick riding game. You know what I mean? It's like
So if you're hot, they'll pay you your money.
The thing is, when you're hot, you're not really hot. The industry's like just on your nuts.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're as good as you think you are.
Yeah.
And at the same time,
like
when
a
they're not on your
popularity.
nuts, it doesn't mean you're not as good as you are. You know?
Yeah. I'd rather have the people. I'd rather be doing what you're doing. How many? You do arenas everywhere across the world. Not even the world.
Yeah, I'm doing Forest Hill Stadium August 18th.
How much that hold?
Like 15,000.
Probably sold out already.
Nah, I'm trying to. That's why I'm here.
In your ideal world, what would you want that you don't have though? Like, what is it that you want? besides?
I mean, I like to be in movies, a lot more movies in better movies with bigger budgets. You know what I mean? Just to be able to know what a big budget film feels like. All the movies I ever did were all low budget movies.
Indian Detective?
Come on, the low budget movie series. Did you see it? It'll get you to sleep. It's a fun shit. It's a fun show. But is it coming back? We don't know.
You went back to India on that
No, we
show.
went actually to South Africa and shot that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we had some sort of weird deal where you got a tax credit and blah blah blah, and there's enough Indians in South Africa because when they were taking black people out, they were replacing them with Indians, which is kind of shitty. It's like your Benz breaks down, they give you a Honda, so
on the show, the character was very opposed to going back to India. Is that how you feel in real life?
Nah, not in real life. No. Okay, I'm not that guy. I actually really love going to India.
Right.
So you do go back a lot?
Yeah, it's actually I could live in Bombay. I feel like I could.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty dope there.
How does the experience differ doing comedy there compared to like America and Canada?
Well, see, the Indians in India don't have the self-conscious thing that we have when we leave.
Okay.
It's like when people try to be Afrocentric, but they're not African anymore.
Fake woke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So over there, they're like, well, we're not trying. We're just, we are it. Well, this is what we are. We don't have to do anything more than what we're doing. You go to an Indian wedding in America, you get 1,000 people, and a guy shows up on an elephant. I don't know where you got an elephant. You go to an Indian wedding in India, you maybe get like 400 people, and there's 1 billion people there. 400 people is just a regular nice wedding.
Yeah.
But over here, they overdo it. They invite all the councilmen and the senators and stuff. You're like, why? What do they need to be there for? You don't even know them.
Where's the biggest population of Indians in America? I used to do radio in Columbia, South Carolina, and there was a lot of Indians in Columbia, South Carolina.
Is there?
Yeah.
That's probably because of was it NASA out there or something, or one of them aerospace people out there.
I don't know. Aziz actually grew up in Columbia, so I used to do these. They used to hire me to host their parties all the time, and all they wanted to hear was Punjabi MC featuring Jay-Z all night long.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Like it was the
it's pretty
craziest thing in the
bad.
world.
I mean, I grew up around black people, so I avoided that whole little subsection.
Yeah.
But it was all Jamaicans. This is Toronto, so
So where's the biggest population of Indians in America?
In America, I don't know. I would say New York has a pretty solid amount.
Yeah. Okay.
New York's definitely got to be at the top of that list. New York, Northern California. Somewhere around Virginia in that area.
So you grew up in Canada.
Toronto.
Mm-hmm. So from India or never?
Born there.
Okay.
Born in Toronto.
So you from the 6th?
We never called it the 6th. I appreciate Drake and what he's doing for the city, but we got to stop calling it the 6th. It sounds like we're bragging about an average sized penis. It's not yo, you want to see the 6? When he's chilling, he's the 2, but you want to see the 6?
So you don't like the 6?
No, I mean, I still call it T-Dot.
Okay.
That was Cardinal. Cardinal came up with T-Dot, and Drake came up with the 6, and I'm like, I'm going to go with the T-Dot.
As an old school guy, where do you rank Drake as one of the greatest of all time? Let's factor in everything, the ghostwriting allegations.
Here's the thing with the ghost.
To Pusha T, to win the Meek Mill. Let's put all that in.
Okay, let's put all this in. The ghostwriting thing is funny to me because he started off as Wayne's ghostwriter.
Yeah, a lot of people
and he's written for a lot of other people as well.
I mean, I don't know if he has a ghostwriter per se or just somebody that helps him like, yo, here's an idea, here's some verse, and he finishes it.
Or if somebody sings a song and he really likes it, he might be like, I want that song.
I think, I wouldn't say, see, for him, I would say, because I know the kid personally, and he's a really good kid, and he loves and respects hip-hop.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, and like, 2 years ago, I was with him in Toronto when he had the release of that last album, and I had Melly Mel and Scorpio with me. And, I didn't think he would know who they were when I brought them. I was like, hey, Drake, this is Melly Mel and Scorpio. I was like, oh, my God. And he bowed down to Mel and everything. I was like, okay, well, this is good. This is good to see. And Mel was like, yo, Russ, that's a good look. Muscles, baby. All right. And
so do you rank him as one of the greats?
I would say, you know what? I'll give it a little bit more time, but I think he definitely has the potential for that.
I think he has a double album coming out on Friday.
Is it coming out this Friday?
Yeah, his album comes out Friday. It looks like
has he come in here to you guys?
Never. That'll never happen. You don't strike me as a Drake fan though, even though you're
No,
from the
I mean
6th.
I like the guy. He's a great kid. I love his work ethic. I love everything he's doing. But he does the music that I don't really feel.
Yeah.
But I could listen to his lyrics and go, okay, he's saying some stuff. He's not just doing those 6-word chants that everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
I hate that 6-word chanting shit. It drives me nuts. I'm on the Breakfast Club now.
Hey.
Breakfast Club now.
Hey.
You're like, come on, man. Try harder.
Would you allow somebody to write something for you, stand-up wise?
No.
Would you write for other people?
I'll if I think of something, I'll be like, yo, you want to try this? It'll probably work better for you than it would for me. But that's how it works when somebody's writing for you. But I mean, if you got like a team of dudes rolling with you everywhere you go and they're writing for you, that's different. You know, I can't do that. I have one dude, Ruben Paul is a comic, one of my best friends. Mm-hmm. I'll go on the road and work out my set. Sort of. Like I go out and I freestyle the whole thing. And then I come with all these pieces, and then I'll say, Rube, I need you to watch this, and I'll do it. Then he'll make all these notes. He'll be like, that needs to go there, this needs to go there. He just organizes it for me.
So Rube is your Quentin Miller.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. He puts that together for me. And then when people watch it, they go, that show's really cohesive. I go, yeah, that was Ruben. I just wrote it and put it all over the place. He just put it in order for me.
Got you. I also read on Forbes that you do private shows for Saudi princes in the Middle East.
Well, I don't do them all the time. I got offered a lot of money to do one once.
Were you scared?
That's where, and is that where that joke came from? Where you talked about how over here $10 million means you're rich, but in Saudi Arabia,
that's nothing to that.
Like, where's the which pocket is my $10 million?
I don't know where I put. Oh, I'll find later. It's crazy.
Different level of
they
money.
got crazy money.
So how much did you charge them?
It wasn't. I mean, I didn't even charge me. We threw the wrong number out to them.
Stop acting broke.
No.
Everybody knows they have money.
No. We threw the wrong number at him because we realized after he would have said yes to whatever.
Right. And don't you hate that when you say something and they say yes immediately?
And you're like, God damn it.
So they were fans of
yours. It was like $250,000.
What?
Yeah.
You made a joke about them not caring about $10 million and you only charged them $250?
My brother's my manager. He called me and goes, what about this number? I go, that's a lot of money. Let's do it. And then he throws it to them. They go, yes. And we go, God damn it, we should have said more.
They're probably happy as hell.
And the worst part was after the guy goes, so do you want that in cash? I'm like, no. You crazy? Check? No.
All you could do is ask for a lot of amenities. Like, okay, well, we need to fly first class.
Well, no, he was going to give us his private jet to go to the next country we're going to.
And you only asked for $250?
I mean, it's $250,000.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's $250,000. But here's the thing. We were already there and we did a show the night before. So we'd already made some money, and then we made another. Are you justifying
this to yourself or to?
You could have got
I got to talk myself off the shelf here.
$1 million would have been nothing.
I know, but it was 10 people in the room.
So
okay.
It was literally a room this size, and I sat around and roasted everybody in the room for an hour and a half. I know, but here's the thing. The next day, one of the dudes that was in the room went and took me watch shopping.
Wow.
And he bought me a solid gold Sky Dweller.
Because he probably felt bad. He only paid you $250.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. Even he's like, this idiot. And then the dude beside me gave me his watch. It was a $30,000 Hublot. I literally left her with $100,000 worth of watches.
They felt so bad.
Plus the money from the private show. Plus the money from the show before. And I'm still walking out there going, damn it, we got ripped off.
This poor comedian. He's so funny yet so poor.
I thought Indians were good at math. But okay, no.
Were you afraid? Are you afraid when you do shows over there? Like, if I don't make these people laugh, they'll behead me or something?
Nah, it ain't like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
sometimes you have to think about, like, when you look around the room and adjust your jokes accordingly.
You gotta be careful of. First of all, you don't talk about religion at all out there. That's your surefire way of getting in trouble. Mm-hmm. You don't talk about religion. You don't talk about the royal family at all. Don't even mention it, and then you're good. Mm-hmm. And then if you're talking about sex, you gotta sort of dance around it a little, but you can get there.
Okay, so you just can't be too raunchy, like. Direct.
Yeah, you can talk about sex, but you can't be as graphic as you want to be.
Okay.
I remember I can't remember the joke I was doing, but it was like a blowjob joke, and I was making the motion. But when I was there, I was doing it down here. I was like, yeah, and I'm like, I don't know where we're getting a blowjob on you right here from, but whatever.
Do you have any restrictions in America nowadays? When you come in, like, what can you talk about? What can't you talk about?
Because you have to realize the changes in the environment since.
The change is around, but it's one of those things where I'm kind of lucky. Here's the other thing. I'm in a double-edged sword situation because, as much as the industry doesn't pay attention to me, which means I can get away with more. Mm-hmm. So, do you want the attention or do you not want the attention? Is one of those things where I kind of get away with saying things on another level because nobody's really paying attention. And then the fans are paying attention and they love it. I think that's why they keep coming out because they're like, man, he hasn't altered his attitude at all.
Right.
And I'm like, well, this is great for me.
But then if somebody came in and was like, look, we want to give you a TV show, but some of the things that you say.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the other thing about the industry that scares them about me because I'm not afraid to talk about race and culture. And because I understand it and the people that come and see me understand that I know about their race and culture, they appreciate that. And America's so blank when it comes to that. They're like, no, we shouldn't talk about that. I'm like, why? It's there. It's what we are.
If it's clever and it's funny.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They think
when
I'm
it's
being
not funny, it's hard to get away with certain things, but you can get away with a lot more when it's funny.
Well, especially when you know about people.
Right.
And when you know about people, you're saying things that he may not understand about your people, but you do, and you know it to be funny, and he's thinking that sounds racist, and you're like, no, that's actually something we actually do.
Right, like Chinese people are very cheap. My dad's Chinese.
Yeah.
It's
And
not a
he's
stereotype.
But where's he from?
He's from New York, but his parents are from China.
Mainland or Hong Kong?
Mainland.
Because it makes a difference whether you're from mainland or Hong Kong, too.
So cheap. Like,
Yeah.
And so when you do the joke about Chinese people being the second cheapest, I'm like, that's definitely my dad.
Oh, yeah. The Asians in general. Indians are the same as Asians. We're Asians. But, yeah, it's one of those things where, but everybody believes that their people are the cheapest ones.
Right.
And that's really what I'm trying to get at. I'm using your people and my people as the scapegoat, but really when black people listen, they go, we're cheap. And then the Jews are like, no, we're cheap. And then everybody else is like, no, we're cheap. And everyone's like, and then when you get them together, you're like, oh,
We're
we
all
all
cheap.
think the exact same thing about
What's wrong
ourselves.
with being cheap? I call myself frugal Vandross.
Well, you're good.
Yeah, what's wrong with being frugal?
You make mad money, too.
Not like you.
I know, but still.
Now,
You
did
get
I
to
know, but still.
you get to live in New York.
You don't live in New York?
No, I live in L.A.
Why though? You're not even. You don't
I have a
even, you're not
kid.
even
I
in that
can't.
world.
I know. It's weird. But my daughter's there, so I can't leave her now. If I was Jamaican, I'd have been gone. But
Whoa.
I too soon, too much.
Have you ever? Have you ever had a man walk up to you and grab your balls like that agent did Terry Crews?
No. That's the other thing. I'm not getting harassed enough. I don't know what the problem.
You do not want to get
Here's the thing. I was talking to my friends like a few years ago. They go, why do you think you haven't gone as far as you should have gone? I go, because nobody molested me when I was a kid. Ain't nobody harassing me now. My life has been so normal. I got bullied as a kid. That was it. You know.
Nobody tried you in Hollywood, man.
Nah. And I'm scared. You know, it might be a trap nowadays. You know what I mean? You know, someone will be like, hey, and I'm like, I'm not falling for this okey doke.
Do you think that majority of the people you see get these breaks have compromised themselves in some way, sexually?
I don't know. I've never been there.
Yeah.
I can't speak on what they did or how it happened with them. So
I don't believe that.
it would be unfair to them.
But I'm sure you've
Yeah.
heard stories too, even before all these stories that came out about different things that go down.
Oh yeah, I mean I heard about things before it came out. You know, and then I hear about things and I'm like, you know, when Louis C.K. thing happened and all the other stuff was happening before that, I said to one of my friends, I go, I think Louis going to be the next dude. And then like 3 weeks later, I was like, damn, I knew that was going to happen.
Why do you thought Louis was gonna be the next dude?
Because everybody
We heard
knew
things,
about
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
There's a
Everybody
lot
knew
of people
about it.
that you hear things about. Even like the whole thing with Bill Cosby, you always heard people making jokes about him and certain things. So you knew at some point it was gonna resurface.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I'd heard things over the years about Bill, but you know, it's Bill Cosby. So you're like, I don't think that can be true. Then you know, enough people come on, you're like, I don't know.
Did it make you question anything that you did in the past? Maybe
It makes you question everything you've done in the past.
Yeah.
And you know, there's situations now where, like, when I was on set yesterday shooting something with Mike Tyson, and one of the script supervisor, she was a nice lady. So I'm walking with her, I put my hand on her shoulder, we're walking and talking, I go, hey, is it okay if my hand's on your shoulder, or is this a Me Too moment? She goes, no, I feel like I've known you forever. I go,
I'm with
okay,
you, bro.
good, because now you got to ask everybody, is this
Absolutely.
okay with you?
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's a little awkward.
Yeah.
Now, did you see Richard Pryor's son doing comedy?
I haven't seen him yet, no.
Oh,
How was he?
It was,
I mean, it's going to be a difficult one for him.
yeah.
Your
Too-
dad's Richard Pryor.
It didn't go
she
so
was too
well.
big to fill.
Yeah, it's like, Kelly Carlin doesn't do stand-up for that same reason, because her dad was George. I mean, she's like, I'm not going to be as good as my dad. Michael Jordan's son's not very good, is he?
No.
Exactly.
No.
I mean, you once you max out, there's only one way to go. You can only go down.
I'm with you. Going a completely other lane, like Magic
Yeah.
Johnson's son did.
Yeah, he changed complete lanes.
Completely different lane.
He changed
And
everything.
He owns his lane.
Oh yeah, that's a lane. Yeah, and he's a big kid too.
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, the biggest disappointment for me with him is the fact that we've never seen him play basketball. You just want to know if he got it a little bit.
He probably does. You know,
He has to.
He has to. I mean, he must have did it when he was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, before. I mean, it's hard to play in heels, but now, when he was a kid, he probably did.
Yeah.
If your daughter wanted to do comedy, would you discourage her saying all that?
What's that?
If your daughter wanted to do comedy, would you tell her, maybe you shouldn't?
No, I'd let her try. I mean, she's got a really sharp sense of humor, so like it's not like she'd be doing it just to do it. Like I see already, and she's she does things, and she does them on another level that I would have. You know, she does things I wish I could have done. She'll send me voice notes that are empty. My daughter will literally send me a blank voice note. Yeah.
Why?
And it's like 30 seconds. And I'm like listening. And then right at the end, you'll hear. And I'm like, that was it? Like she just literally stared at the phone and then went. And I'm like, she's mental. She's me.
You know, a lot of times in the comedy world, things are so black and white. And one of my favorite things to do is watch other races do comedy. The Ali Wong, Hassan Minhaj, yourself. So what are the benefits of being an Indian in comedy?
Well, I don't know if it's a benefit. I mean, I was the first one. There was nobody for the first, you know, I started in 89. You know, I didn't see another Indian comic till maybe around 2012, 13 maybe. 14 after my third special came out, you know what I mean? Then I started seeing a bunch of Indian kids come up.
Why do you think that is? That they're?
I think they just needed to see somebody that looked like them and give them the hope to do it.
Right.
You know, it's one of the things. I mean, I never saw another Indian person on TV when I was growing up because I thought Eric Estrada was Indian because he looked Indian as hell.
From Chips?
Yeah. And I was like, I remember watching him going, I can't believe there's an Indian guy on TV. I didn't, because I grew up in Canada. We don't have Mexicans.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't even have Puerto Ricans. We got like Ecuadorians and Guatemalans, but that's about it.
Yeah.
It shows you how much representation matters.
It does. And then Paul Rodriguez, when he had his show in the early 80s, he had that show, Hello Pablo or Hey Pablo. I remember seeing that, and I thought Paul Rodriguez was Indian. Because, again, we never seen Mexicans.
Right.
And then when I met George Lopez like 22 years ago at Just for Laughs, I took a picture of him like, I guess you and I are the only two brown guys here. I didn't know he was Mexican either.
Oh, my gosh.
Yikes.
So that I feel like my closest kinship in the game is probably the Mexican community. But coming up, I would do all the black rooms and eat it. Every night I would do a black room. I would just eat it.
Do you kick it with Indian comics now? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we're friends. You know, Hassan used to open for me back, you know, in Sacramento where he's from. And Hari Kondabolu, great kid, working hard, you know.
How's the DJing money?
The DJing money, because I'm a quote-unquote celeb.
You're a celebrity DJ.
No, I'm not a celebrity. I'm a DJ who's a celebrity. I get
You're
good.
like Paris Hilton.
Nah, son.
Nah, she got herpes, allegedly.
Does she?
I mean, you might. I don't know.
Nah, not anymore.
Okay.
Cleared up.
Got you.
No, but I can get down. You know what I mean? I can change if I see I'm from the old school where I make sure people are dancing. I don't want to see them staring at me. I want to see you dancing. That's my goal. And I don't play no new music. I just can't. I can't play something that I don't like.
You did my homegirl's boat ride the other day. Did you DJ?
I'm doing it again in August.
Okay.
Jody?
Jody.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Me and Spinbad are doing it in August.
I think I'm going to pull up to that one. She was showing me the schedule for it.
Yeah, last year Spinbad and Red Alert did it. And I took Raekwon on the boat with me.
She told me. Yep, she told me.
And then Ray got on the mic, and we got Ray twisted. So he was doing ice cream, but he kept doing the same verse over and over. I just kept playing ice cream, and he kept doing the same verse, and it was hilarious because I kept laughing. I kept hitting him, going, "It's the same. You keep doing the same verse, Ray."
The record skip. So do you like this social media era, or do you?
I don't
think
like
it's
it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's necessary. It's one of those things where it's good and it's bad. You know. I mean, without YouTube, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I was the first YouTube guy.
Wow.
Now there's like a whole YouTube generation.
Yeah.
And that wasn't like I was like trying to be on YouTube at the time. It was.
So your special went viral.
My special went viral. So what happened was I did a special in 2003. It aired February of 2004, and then people started file sharing it. And then YouTube didn't start till June of 2005, and that's when it got on YouTube. And then the game changed completely for me.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at February 2004. I did a gig at DePaul University for $700, and 12 people came out.
Wow.
And then that same year in November, I went back to Chicago and sold 3 nights out at some venue and made like $50,000 or something. And even I was like, what the hell just happened here?
That's amazing.
Something is going on right now.
Then you did a show for 10 people for $250,000.
Yeah, I know. It just gets crazy.
2 watches.
So you feel like you
Three.
You feel like you just haven't gotten what you deserve out of the game. Forget all the
No,
money
you know what it
that-
is? When I say it out loud now and I'm talking to you, I realize how ungrateful I sound.
Yes, it sounds crazy, Russell.
And I'll be the first. I'm always ready to call myself on anything. That's why people are like I'm ready to call myself on anything.
I was introduced to you on the Forbes list as one of the top
It's
10
true.
highest paid comedians alive.
But here's the thing. Okay, so I've been on that Forbes list, I think 5 times in a row, and each time I climbed. So the last time I did was on it a few years ago. I was number 3. But I was always below people who had TV shows or movies.
So you feel like if you had TV shows and movies, you
You'd
could
be
make.
above everybody.
No, but I just kind of feel like the industry should be like, well,
Let's give this
Who is
guy
Russell Peters?
how
He's
much
a money
how much
maker.
could this guy be worth if we put him in movies and TV?
Duh.
Or if we pair him up with somebody who's like an A-list. Look, there's Cube. Cube's done a gang of movies. I ain't been in one of them.
Have you ever met Cube?
Not like on like a real level.
Well, we're gonna introduce you to him
He
right
sat
now.
he sat in front of me at a fight, and I tapped him on the shoulder. It was maybe 12, 13 years ago. I was like, "You actually in my top 5."
And what did he say back?
Thanks.
Thank you. And then he went back to the fight.
He's like, he don't want to hear that shit. If I ain't
Yeah.
your number one, don't even talk to me about it.
I know, but I'm an East Coast guy, so
Yeah,
for me to
He
put
was
a West
honest.
Coast guy in that
Top
list
5.
is a real honor.
The way you said it was a little sarcastic, though. Hey, you're in my top 5.
Well, I didn't say it like that. I was a little. I don't want to sound like a punk because I was real gushy. Like, hey man, I'm such a big fan.
Well, Russell Peters, man, get to know him. I can't believe that you
You know what I do like is that
What do you
when
like?
guys come on here and they talk about me, I really like that. Like when Sinbad came in
And Lil Rel.
and Lil Rel. I mean, that to me, that's all I want.
Rel said you took him on a shopping spree, him and all his kids.
I did. That's when and Lil Rel was going through some stuff back then. He had no money, and him and his wife was on the rocks, and I was in Chicago. I was like, let me fix you up. And now look at him.
Damn, man.
That's a good story.
That's
That's a great story.
Yeah.
He was like Pretty
You
Woman.
make it seem like Rel was a crackhead.
No. No, but he was, he
Russell
had
Peters fixed my life.
yeah, no.
Well, he told the story first.
did,
and
he
all
did.
that, yeah.
He didn't say that part about him being
He hit
all
a little
broken
bum
down.
road there, and I was like worried about him. And I wasn't on a financial level. I was worried on him on a personal level because, you're going through that kind of stuff, that personal stuff.
Yeah.
And then to see him come out at like on this level, I'm like, damn.
That's great.
Even I didn't see that coming. I
Rel's
was
a
like,
great dude, though.
he's such a nice kid. I still call him Milton because that.
Now, Rel is one of those people that if he doesn't pay it forward in the future and return some of these favors and say, Russell,
I
got
don't
an
want it.
idea
Here's the
for a
thing.
movie
I don't want it to me. I want them to do it for somebody else.
So if he got an idea for him and you don't want to do
No,
it?
if he comes to me with that, but I mean, like, I want, like, look at Tiffany.
Yes.
I mean, Tiffany keeps flipping it into other things.
Absolutely.
And these are all people I know. I know all these kids. Like, I that's what I like to see. Gerard, like, flipping it on, just
That's all my people.
that it makes me very happy to see all that. I just want some of the cats to be like, when they, like, I get a lot of these guys posting their concerts or whatever, and they'll be like, I'm the first comic to do this. I'm like, no, I was.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
recognize. That's all I need.
Acknowledge it.
So you was
Yeah.
the first to do a Netflix special.
I was the first guy doing Netflix
First
special.
on YouTube.
First guy on YouTube. I was, I was the first guy to. I'm the first guy to do 6 arena tours in a row. Like,
Okay.
but they always talk about Dane Cook. He did 1 arena tour. They're like, oh, Dane Cook's. I'm like, no,
Oh, that's white privilege.
I'm on my sixth. Ain't nobody paying attention.
Because you're Indian.
I know, no, but you know what it is? I'm an Indian guy with a white name, and I didn't change it. That's just my slave name. That's what happened to me.
This guy, one of the cameramen here was like, did his father do comedy? Or was it another Peters? I was like, what are you talking about?
What Peters you talking
Steve,
about?
not him. It was Steve. It was
Oh.
Steve. He's right there. I was like, what are you talking about?
Who's the other Peters?
He's a white guy. I don't know who the other Peter you're talking about.
Bernadette Peters?
But I don't know. Was it?
No.
I don't remember. But Russell, happy
Charlemagne,
to see you, man.
I've
Happy
been
that
watching
came
you for
by.
years, son.
Thank you, sir.
Had no clue you weren't as tall as I thought you were.
Everyone says that about him.
Where do they follow you and stuff, man?
Russell Peters on Instagram, at the real Russell P on Twitter. But you might as well. Who's on Twitter? I mean,
I am.
I still am.
oh,
love
well,
my
I
Twitter.
link all my Instagram stuff to my Twitter.
Yeah, me too.
But if you go follow me on Instagram, just watch my stories. I do more stories than I do posting.
And don't be a stranger, man. I'd love for you to come up here every couple months.
I'm down.
And just shit on the industry for not putting
I'm
you in movies.
always ready
until
to shit.
somebody puts you in one.
Hey, did you watch Hip Hop Evolution on Netflix?
No, I was watching that series with Rhapsody and
Rapture?
Nas. The
No.
Rapture,
Why don't
yeah.
you watch the real one that I did?
Hip Hop Evolution?
Yeah, Hip Hop
I'll watch it.
Evolution. It's on Netflix. 4 parts. We won an Emmy. We won a Peabody.
Oh, wow.
Again, I won an Emmy. I won a Peabody.
So you have an Emmy and a Peabody?
Yeah, but that's for producing. I executive produced Hip Hop Evolution.
Wow.
And we went deep. Like we got Coke LaRock on there. We got, Herc, everybody. Herc don't give interviews, but Herc's my man, so I called Herc. I was like, I need you to do this.
What other awards do you have we don't know about?
I don't know, some Canadian ones. They don't matter. I'm just kidding.
You matter, Russell.
We matter. Brown lives matter.
It's Russell Peters, ladies and gentlemen, The Breakfast Club.